I told my boss, "Fire me, I dare you," and he immediately regretted it. I worked retail in a big box store during college. Minimum wage, skeleton crew, managers who power-tripped because it was the only authority they'd ever have. My manager, Steve, was notorious. He'd rewrite schedules last minute, deny legally required breaks, and blame cashiers for system errors. Everyone hated him, but everyone needed the job. One Saturday, we were slammed. 2 call-outs, holiday weekend, line wrapped around the store. I was scheduled as a cashier. Steve pulled me aside and said, "You're also covering returns, phones, and stocking today." I said, calmly, "That's 3 positions. I can't do all of that safely." He smirked and said, "Figure it out, or I'll find someone who can." 2 hours later, I hadn't had my break. A customer started yelling at me because returns were backed up. Steve walked over and, in front of the customer, said, "This is what happens when employees are lazy." Something in me snapped. I looked at him and said clearly, loud enough for the line to hear, "Then fire me. I freaking dare you." The store went silent. Steve puffed up and said, "Are you challenging me?" I said, "Yeah, because you've denied my break, scheduled me illegally, and just called me lazy in front of customers. Fire me." He opened his mouth to respond. That's when the regional manager, who was doing a surprise visit, stepped out of the back office. She'd heard everything. She asked Steve to come talk privately. They were gone for 20 minutes. When they came back, Steve wouldn't look at me. The regional manager walked straight up and said, "Go take your break. When you're back, you're only cashiering." Steve was sent home early. The next week, we got a new rule posted in the break room about mandatory breaks and roll limits. 2 months later, Steve was no longer with the company. I wasn't fired. I got promoted to shift lead. Every time someone new complained about Steve, an older coworker would say, "You know he tried to fire someone once and nuked his own career, right?"